Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to use our Microsoft student account. Now, when you join our academy, you will be getting a Microsoft account. It often comes with a username and password. Okay. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use this in a laptop or a desktop. So first, you're going to open your browser, preferably Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. Okay. Use browser. All right, that's step number one. Now we want to go to office.com. So you need to go to this page. You want to write this here. You want to go to office.com. Okay, that's www.office.com. So this is the page you will be looking at. Here you want to click sign in. Now this is the general sign-in screen. So here you need to enter the username and password. This is the username. This is your email. This is your academy email, and this is your username. Okay. So do not type in your personal credentials. You should not type your personal credentials here. Your personal credentials will not take you to the destination. So I want to make this clear because some of you guys are making this mistake. Do not type your personal email or phone number. Okay, use this. Use this as in not just literally this, but rather the one that we gave you. Yes, some of this I know may seem silly, but some people don't understand how this works. So I want to make this video very simple for everyone. So you need to use the email address that we have given you that will have your name on it, ending at seed60.com. So you want to use this, okay? And then you need to type in the password. The password would be something like this, randomly generated, and this is a temporary password. It will not work all the time. Okay, this is a temporary password, a one-time use. So now after you copy pasted it, click on sign in. Now when you do this, it will ask you to update your password because this is temporary. This password is temporary. Now you can create your own password. Now on the current password section, you have to type in the temporary password. So after you typed in the temporary password, on these two other fields, you have to create your own password. So this should be your own password, whatever you want. Okay. Type your own password. All right. Type your own password there and then click sign in. Now, when you do this, it will ask another section. Now, okay, I made a mistake here. So I probably missed this. Okay, so it's saying the passwords can't contain your ID and your name has to be 8 characters long with at least 3 following things. So it has to have an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, as well as number and symbols. Right, so what does that mean? So let me just put that up here so that everybody can understand. Okay, so first thing, your password has to, so it should not be your user ID. So for example, if it says your name is, let's say it's Ram. So if your name is Ram, okay, it says Ram at seed60.com, for example, then in the password, you should not say Ram, da 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 da. No. Your password has to be unique. So it should be something like Yellowstone. Okay. So it can be whatever you want. It can be something unique, or it can even be just a jumbled characters. Password has to be unique, something that you can remember. Don't use the same password for all the online things. Always create unique passwords for every interaction. So first thing, your password has to be unique. So let's say it's going to be MAR. Okay. And notice one thing: the first letter is a capital letter. Okay. Now this could be in a different sense. This letter can be a capital letter. So you definitely need one capital letter for your password to work. Okay, and then it needs to have lowercase letters, which is these two. So these two are lowercase, this one is an uppercase. You also need numbers and symbols. Okay, so numbers, so this could be let's say 543. All right, now if you want it to be more unique, what you can do is you can do something like this. It could be M543AR. Okay, R is the capital, these are the lowercase letters, and we have numbers in between. All right, now we also need to add symbols. Now this by default will work, but if you want to make it more secure, you can add symbols. So the symbols could be hashtag or dollar sign, or maybe this or this or this, whatever you want. So these are symbols, right? So maybe you can create whatever symbol you want. So I'm going to put MR453AR, and I'm going to put a star. So this will be the password. Okay, this is a unique password. Now, next thing you have to check is it has to be at least 8 characters long. So it means it has to be 8. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not 8. So I'm going to add 8 there, just for the fun of it. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now it's 8. So I'm going to copy paste this. So these are the checklist. Okay. I know this. Some of you guys may already know this, but there are others who don't know these. They may be young kids or old, very old parents who are very, not exposed to technology. And this video is for them primarily. So 8 characters long. Check. It has to have an uppercase. You can have more than one uppercase letter. Okay. So that's check. It has to have lowercase letter or letters. Okay. And it has to have numbers and symbols. This will make the password very hard to crack. Okay, there is something called brute force method which is used, but if you have a very hard password, it's not easy to crack. So this is a password we've set. Now we're going to copy this. I'm going to paste it. Okay. The first section is your old password or the temporary password that we gave you, which is this one. Okay. And this bottom 2 sections are the new passwords, which is the one that we created over here. And I'm going to click sign in. All right. So now I got that part done. Now it's asking for more information. So you just need to click on next. Okay, so we go to this screen. Now this screen is where you can connect this account with your phone and with your personal email address. So why you want to set this up is if you do this part, then you can reset the password yourself in the future. You don't have to depend on the admin. You don't have to depend on me to reset the password for you. This will also be better. This will also save me time because I cannot manually reset everybody's passwords. It will take me too much time. So what you need to do here is authentication phone. You can click on set it up now. You first choose the region or country. So oftentimes you guys, if you're in India, go India. If you're in US, go US. Type in your phone number, whatever number that is. So let's see the Academy number. I'm going to type in our Academy number and I'm going to click text me or call me. So if I click text me, I'm going to get an OTP here. I'm going to get a 8-digit or 6-digit OTP, which is going to be so I just got the ATP. It's OTP that's 890409. It's 890409. I just need to click on verify. So when I click on verify, this account will get verified like this. I'll just show it to you. Now I got a check mark, right? Next is we got to do the same with the email. Here you type in your personal email. So you type in your personal email, click email me. Then when you go to your email address, there will be a 6-digit or 8-digit OTP code. You need to copy paste that OTP code and just click on verify and do it. So once you have done it, yeah, so this does require 2 options. So you need to do both. So you won't be able to skip this. You got to do both. So I'm going to set up this as well. So let me set up a dummy email. Okay, so I set up a dummy email and should be getting an OTP. So let's see here. Okay, so I just got my OTP. The code is 632301. This will be unique code. Okay, this will not be the same code. This will be unique code. I'm just showing this is just a testing video. This is not, these are not real accounts. Now you have to click verify. Now that both of this is tick mark, you click on finish. Now you can reset your password in the future and almost everything is done. Now this is the next option it will show. You want to click don't show this again and click on yes. So that you'll always be signed in. You don't have to like sign in manually. All right, so now that we are in, so this is your Microsoft account. This is your Office 365 account, which will give you a lot of tools. As our student, you will have access to all these tools. You have access to all these apps. So you can use the calendar. I'm not sure what these things are yet myself. We have the Excel, the online Excel, online forms. You get OneDrive, online OneDrive where you can store files. Okay. You'll also have, so the same account can also be used on your mobile device. So you can, so if you're our student, okay, then you can get access to these where you can store your photos and all the stuff. So you can save space on your phone. You'll also have OneNote. This is 1 TB, by the way. You get 1000 GB. You have OneNote, which is amazing. You get Planner to plan things. You'll also have Outlook and all the other tools. Now, the main tools we are going to be using for classes are Microsoft Stream, Microsoft Teams. These will be the main two things. Okay, and we may also use Yammer for people with an old device. So these are the three tools that we will be using primarily. Okay, but you also have access to the other tools where you can test out. There's something called Whiteboard where you can draw things and all that stuff. Planner and To Do are very good ways where you can keep track of things, and as well as tasks. You can explore these things yourself. Okay. So when I say explore, you can click on these things and see where it goes. You'll also get an email. So for example, this is actually an email address. This username that we will give you, that's an email address that you can use. So you can just go to Outlook and you can use this as a personal email if you want, or an academy email. So this is like a closed system. Okay. This is exactly how offices work. So when you go to an office, they'll give you your own username and password like this for all the office tasks. So similarly, we are using for our classes for our academy students. Right. So this is Office 365. This is Office 365, and these are the tools that you have. The main tools are going to be Teams, Yammer, and Stream. All right. So first of all, let's click on Teams. It will open up in a new tab. Let's click on Stream and let's click on Yammer. Now, Yammer is pretty old, so it's mainly for mobile devices, so it won't work well in the desktop, so I'm going to close it. We'll be focusing main on Stream. Okay, Stream is where you will have access to classes. Okay, so for example, Stream is like a YouTube channel. So where you'll be able to look at where you'll be able to find videos. Or other things. So, for example, this is a little kiddo who have arranging the pieces. So we'll have student videos here, and this is the class video. So if you click on this, you'll be able to, and this is a live. Okay, this symbol represents the live, which means this was a live video. So you can click here and you can watch the live class that took place on that day. This is not available for everybody. This is only available to those who have the student Microsoft account from our academy. Okay, so you can watch the video anytime you want. So, and there will also be channels. Right now, this account is new and it's only a dummy account. It's not associated with anything. But for you, your account will be associated with a channel. So in the channel, you'll be able to find all the videos related to that particular topic. So we have a lot of videos, right? So all those things will be over there. And yeah, so this is how it works. So this is how Stream works. And during a live stream, it'll be over here, or it'll be in the video section. You'll be able to find a live stream. Oftentimes we'll give a link. When you click on the link, it'll open up in stream where you can watch the live. This is the symbol for live. So this was a live video that is now staying as a recorded one. Okay, so all right, so this is Microsoft Stream. This is one way for you to access the classes. The next way is Microsoft Teams. Now, especially on the desktop, once you logged in once, and if you're in the same browser, then everything will be automatically logged in. So you don't have to log in manually. So in the desktop, you do get a Windows version where you can download the app and then use the username and password, which is this username and password. So this is the username, but the password will be this one that we created. Okay, use this password that we created. This is just a sample. I'm just giving you an example. So you'll be using your own password that you created, and you can do it. Now there's a web version as well as the desktop version. The web version will look something like this. And here, since it's a dummy account, there's not any teams. So there will be a separate team for your class through which you can, attend the classes and all that stuff. So where you'll be able to join classes. Okay, so there'll be an option where it shows you join, and if you click on it, it'll the class thing will open. So that's exactly how Microsoft Teams will work. So this is how you should access your Microsoft account. Now there is also a text version of the same in our website. There's also a PDF. You can refer to all these. This video is just a way for people to know. So I'll make another video on how to do the same using your mobile device. But in the mobile devices, we'll be downloading the apps. We'll be downloading the Stream app, the Teams app, as well as the Yammer app. Okay. The Yammer is especially for those who are using an older device, or if you're using a different OS system which does not support Stream very well, or XYZ. There are different phones have different problems. So to solve these problems, we are using multiple tools. Some classes and communication primarily takes place inside Teams. So Teams is always needed. Microsoft Stream or Yammer will depend on your device. If Stream is working in your device, then you don't need Yammer. But if if Stream is not working in your device, then you're going to need Yammer. So that's how it works. Okay. You can rewatch the video and look through the documentation for further guidance. Thank you.